Did you just watch K-pop Demon Hunters, but you actually don't really know that much about K-pop? So this is gonna be your little, really quick crash course into basic K-pop knowledge. I'm going to be assuming that you don't really know anything, or you want a refresher, or something like that. So K-pop is a genre of music that it stands for Korean pop music, although there's a lot of different genres within it. It's very different. It includes singing, rapping, dancing, fashion, makeup. There's a whole lot of things that go into K-pop that is not just music. And starting going into K-pop, it feels like you're like entering like a whole like universe that you've never heard of, and it feels so different than entering just like another band that it feels like you're joining something whole big, and it is because you're joining a whole side of the internet. But this, yeah, that's really basic intro. So this is Saja Boys from K-pop Demon Hunters. So Saja Boys, just like in Saja Boys, K-pop usually is in groups, and yes, they do wear very multicolored outfits sometimes. It's very fun. Another part of like the fashion. I'll get into it later. Um, and then so there's usually, traditionally, there's like boy groups and girl groups. There's different groups that are different genders and everything, but they're broken up. So this is Huntrix and Saja Boys, except instead of Huntrix and Saja Boys in real life, we have things like Twice for girl groups. We also have things like New Jeans, and we have Blackpink, and we have ITZY, and those are just some examples of girl groups. There's a whole bunch of them. And then for boy groups, instead of Saja Boys, we have things like Stray Kids and TXT and BTS. Those are just examples. There's a whole bunch of them. So, and then different part. So, instead of just the groups, all of their fans are called something too. They all have, you know how like Justin Bieber's like Beliebers? So, Huntrix, the creators of K-pop Demon Hunters, say that their group is called Hunters, and that's like their fan base. And then Saja Boys is supposed to be Pride, because like lions and it's their logo and stuff. And so that's actually a real thing in K-pop also. And so probably the most famous ones are ARMY for BTS and Blink for Blackpink. And I'm just gonna say now that K-pop fans are not known for like grammatical corrections. I guess like I'll give examples, but these are just lists. This is just a list of all these different bands and what their names are. But you can be like if I'm talking about ARMY, I can say like I am ARMY, I am part of ARMY, stuff like that. That's what I mean by not like grammatically correct. And also stan kind of just means everything. So you can be like, oh, I stan BTS, stan Stray Kids. But if you want to get specific, you're going to say like ARMY and Stay and MOA and stuff like that. And then another part of being a K-pop fan is light sticks. Light sticks, very important, very expensive. But each band designs their own light stick, and then you bring them to concerts and you like show them off, and it's cool. Like, look at this picture, like that's like a stadium, like that's so cool, you know. And then so if you really also if you like the music from K-pop Demon Hunters, you will like K-pop music that is not from K-pop Demon Hunters. These are just some examples of albums that I like, but like some of the music I was listening to while I was like some of the music from the movie, I can't believe that it's not actually just K-pop albums, although some of the music from it is by K-pop idols. And idols is what they call like stars and celebrities. So people actually from K-pop Demon Hunters are based off of real life K-pop stars. So I'm just saying that if you find them attractive and you want to get to know them, the characters, you might want to get into K-pop and get to know them in real life. These are just some examples that I found or that I saw that I was like, hey, that's like, I can't look at. I don't remember his name, but he's called like Roman Saja on the like wiki of him, and I just look at him and I think Felix. And there's other examples. The only main examples I could find of this are actually with the Saja Boys. I couldn't actually find any Huntrix like kind of lookalikes. But tell me, I've seen cosplays, but I haven't actually seen like just a K-pop person that like their vibe or like it's based off of, you know. So If you find that, let me know in the comments. And so something actually fun about K-pop that is not really seen in Western culture as much, it's getting there, not really as much, is the idea of like a masculine feminine thing with outfits in K-pop. A lot of guys wear makeup, a lot of guys have longer hair, wear skirts. You see more with K-pop guys being feminine than K-pop girls being masculine, but still, like, they wear suits and they do stuff that's traditionally seen as the two gender lines, and they don't really care as much as a lot of Western celebrities do, as much at least. Going to super quick. Okay, so K-pop overall has just actually been really helpful for like Korean culture and Asian culture in general. Just showing people different aspects of it and showing people that Korea has stuff, put on a map. Sorry, Korea, but so stuff like just like even just like the food, like in K-pop Demon Hunters, they were eating ramen, which I know is Japanese, but they were eating Asian food and they had like boba and so it kind of put Korea on the map in terms of entertainment wise. I mean, that and K-dramas and everything, but arguably K-dramas wouldn't have been as popular without K-pop. And they're actually ranking very well in just like globally. BTS is number 223 on Spotify, even though they are on a hiatus. And Blackpink ranks 133 in the world on Spotify. So that's great. Like that's incredible. Something that's slightly different than Western bands is that, well, not always, like One Direction was made because of like America's Got Talent and stuff. In K-pop, there's like trainees and they start really young. Like if you look at the picture, they start like teenager or younger, and some of them are on like TV shows. Like Stray Kids was made from a TV show, and on the bottom right corner are just like different companies that they owned several K-pop bands. And I know that in Western culture they also have like companies that own stuff, but I feel like it's less talked about kind of. And I mean, One Direction was kind of different because they were made on a TV show. They were made on a TV show the same way that Stray Kids was, but it was still like made on a TV show, whereas other bands that became popular just kind of like they formed by themselves, And also talking about this is kind of random. I probably should have put this before, but part of K-pop dancing and part of the reason that they have trainees kind of is they have a lot of synchronized like dancing. And the ones that I have here are just like pictures I had of the Sacha Boys being in synchronized and just pictures of K-pop artists being synchronized. But even just not being synchronized, they do like crazy dancing. It's insane. Like, go watch some music videos or concerts or whatever like after this. So yeah, it's very incredible. I don't understand how people are able to do this. So that's kind of towards the end of it. Here's some thumbs up because I believe in you, and go get into K-pop. Get into K-pop. I do think that if you are an English speaker like I am, it is great to watch like not dubbed videos on YouTube with different K-pop bands with subtitles to be able to get to know the different people, because within different bands all the members have different names, whereas Sacha Boys, they had different names, but like if you look them up, it's like Romance Sacha, and like they don't really have personality. I mean, they're demons, but get into the groove, get into the army or MOA or whatever you want. I will also put links in the description of specific songs that I really like or stuff like that. So look in the description if you want stuff like that. And let me know how you think I did on this really basic intro. And if you want more, and I feel like I've talked a lot in 5 minutes. So, bye.